Hello everybody, welcome to my question and answer videos I do every single Monday. This is part 2. If you missed part 1, please go back and watch it. I'm a life coach. I help people recover, heal, and grow from traumatic experiences. And what I'm doing is, this is a question and answer video that I do every Monday, and I'm answering people's questions to help them heal. Welcome new subscribers. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. Please ask me questions, and hopefully I can answer them for you. All I ask is you guys leave your locations. Please tell me where you are from. Be general. And you can help me out a lot by subscribing to my channel and voting up or down, writing a comment, question, and sharing this video and posting it in other places for people to see. That would be very, very helpful. Thank you. So let's get started with part 2. First question is from Vanessa in Guatemala. Hello, Vanessa. Please, I hope you can answer my question. I hope I can too. If I don't, ask me again. Please give me another opportunity too. And if I don't understand it or I answer it wrong, you don't understand me, ask me again. I had to shorten your question, Vanessa. It was really long, and I don't want to read too much to people. And also, when people give so many details, we lose sight of the actual question. And when I shorten these, I might lose something important though. So please help me and ask again, okay? Okay, so Vanessa says, 11-year relationship, on and off. You have tons of doubt. You two met when your father passed 11 years ago, and he was really good to you then, and he was supportive and helped you out then, and he is the leader of his Alcoholics Anonymous group. He gets along with his ex, stuff like that, like he seems to be this really good person, but to you, he has a really bad temper. You're not sure if he's borderline narcissist or not. You don't know, is he together with his ex now? Are you wrong? You don't know. He didn't tell you anything. He kind of sounds like he gave you no closure, just took off. You didn't really say, and you don't know what's going on. And you're like, how can someone with 11 years just treat me like he doesn't know you, right? And then he never hoovered you. And so you don't know if he's a narcissist, and that doesn't matter. So one thing I noticed you said was that he got along with his ex. He was hanging out with his ex all the time, and even 2 different exes. And you didn't care if he hung out with other girls. It was his exes that bothered you. And then he said, I hate your insecurities. You're so jealous. Well, first of all, jealousy is afraid to lose something. So if you feel like you're afraid of losing him and you say something, if he cared about you, he'd make you feel better. He would offer security. He says he hates your insecurities, then he can make you feel secure. It's pretty easy. If my girlfriend feels insecure because I'm going out with my friends tonight, I always have an option to stay home and make her feel more secure. And I love her, so I would do that anytime for her. That's more important than going out with my friends. That my girlfriend feels secure. Okay, very important to me. But then again, I also respect her and I respect the relationship I'm in with her. Do you see that? If you feel, he even said you're jealous, so he even says, oh, you're afraid of losing me, haha, you have some serious problems. I hate that. While he's hanging out with his ex, right? And then and now that you guys are over, he won't even talk to you, but he's friends with his other exes. And you say, how can he do this? Not talk to me. You're not getting closure. I understand. Horrible. I'm very, very sorry. It's so important that we give people closure, for reasons like this. But now it's your turn to get closure yourself, Vanessa. We don't have to get closure from the people that we've had relationships with. We do not need them to tell us why. I'm saying it's a good thing. It helps, that's for sure. But it doesn't have to happen. And if they don't give us closure, then we've got to give it to ourselves. And no matter how bad someone's treating us, Vanessa, and no matter how long we date somebody for, if they're not going to give us closure, they're not going to give us closure. If they're not going to give us what they want, then they're not going to give us what they want. We don't keep trying. Because our self-worth lowers and lowers and lowers and lowers. You said you were calling him and saying, how dare you hang out with his ex and not with you. I promise you, Vanessa, if you sit down with a professional, they'll show you that this guy's not who you really want, that this guy's not your ideal person, that this guy is really maybe not a lot like you at all. But what's important is that he doesn't respect you or the relationship anymore. And that's awful. That hurts, I'm sure. I'm sure. And we need to heal from this. And it's not going to be with him, is it? So you got to do it for yourself, but you don't have to do it by yourself. I'll repeat that. You must do it for yourself, but you don't have to do it by yourself. Okay? You can't do it with him. This relationship is over. No matter how long it was, no matter how great it was for you, no matter how much you were attached, no matter how much you think you love him, it's over. It's over. And how can he do this to you? It's who he is. It's not you. It's not you. Sounds like he didn't want to be with you. And that may have been for quite a long time. Maybe. But I don't like guessing. I really don't. But I know if you get some answers, it helps you. But I don't know him. But it gets easier and easier and easier for people to hurt other people as they start doing it. I'm sure he's hurt you quite a bit over the 11 years. And it probably gets easier and easier for him to do so. He's a fake. He's a phony, isn't he? He wants everybody to think he's so great, and he treats people in his life poorly. Fake. Phony. Is he a borderline or narcissist? I wouldn't. And I'm not going to diagnose people. It would do no good to guess. But I help my clients with stuff like this, all this kinds of stuff. Really, we answer these questions in an hour. So I would hope that you're able to do that down in Guatemala, Vanessa. I hope it's what you really need. It helps so much. And you shouldn't do this alone. Okay? We're social animals. We need support from other people. And you need some friends and some family there with you. And you need a professional. Okay? This is 11 years of pain. It's a lot. And you have a lot to learn from. Don't sell it short. Don't sell yourself short, Vanessa. Learn everything you can from this experience so you don't have to repeat it and so it doesn't feel bad anymore. Good luck. Thank you. If there's more you want to know, just keep asking me, okay, Vanessa? It was a little hard to understand everything you said, so I might be missing something. So just ask me again, okay? Thank you, Vanessa. Andrew from Toronto. Hello, Andrew. Recently got out of a relationship with someone with borderline personality disorder. They were diagnosed. They ticked off 8 out of 9 signs. They usually didn't rage, but would internalize it. It's been hell. And we've been broken up for a bit now, and I still think of them daily. Just sucks. I'm sorry. This person showed the vast majority of signs, including self-harm, associated to BPD. However, and as stated in other videos, it can overlap with narcissistic personality disorder. From what I've read, BPD and NPD can be often comorbid. How does that work? I know both show similar symptoms, and someone commented on a different YouTube channel saying that borderlines were failed narcissists. Your thoughts? Thanks. Honestly, I don't care what other people say on other YouTube channels. So that's just their own opinion. That's their way of trying to understand and help other people maybe understand. But I don't care. The borderline's a failed narcissist. Who cares? They're two different personality disorders, and they can look very similar. So what I've gathered from other doctors, okay, and some really good ones, is that you don't really want to diagnose a patient with 2 different personality disorders because it doesn't help you understand. And can they be comorbid? Yes. Yes, because they just got to meet the criteria. So if they meet the criteria, then that's it. Okay? But often you'll have that they meet the criteria in one and not quite in the other. When someone has a personality disorder, they're sick. Okay? There's 10 different disorders, and it's real common when they have one disorder, diagnosed with one disorder, they've got more than, like borderline, there's 9 traits, you need 5, at least 5 to have the disorder. But if you're going to have a personality disorder, you're more susceptible to having traits in all other disorders, okay? But pretty much doctors like to go with the one you have the most of, okay? But that doesn't mean, if they've got 8, you said 8 out of 9 traits. If they got 8 out of 9 traits, borderline, 8 out of 9 traits, narcissist, what do you do, right? They meet the criteria for both. But I'm telling you, this might get confusing, but it's really often, it's not really often, it's almost always that they're going to have traits of other disorders, not just the one. Okay? So they could have borderline personality disorder. They could have all 9 traits or just 5. And then they could have they could be lacking in empathy, which is a narcissistic personality disorder trait. They could also solve things with violence. That's an antisocial trait. They could also do everything they can to never face their family and never start a relationship. That might be something they do as well. That's in the avoidant personality disorder traits. That's one of those. But they probably, if they have 8 out of 9 borderline, they probably don't meet at least 5 out of 9 narcissism and meet the criteria for antisocial. Probably not. I know people, seen people, they're diagnosed with they're a sociopath, which is antisocial and borderline. You don't need to be. Obvious. You're a sociopath. You're going to meet a lot of criteria in the borderline, but are you borderline too? It doesn't help you understand that person. It helps you understand if you say, no, they're antisocial, not both. Then you're kind of like, you start getting confused, right? But if you think of these all as a spectrum, if you think of it all as neurosis, as you get higher to psychosis, if that helps, I don't know. But what I gather from other doctors, they tell me that no, they don't want to diagnose someone with 2 different personality disorders. They go with the one that has the most. Okay? And if you have one, you're going to have tons of different traits and other personality disorders. You are more susceptible to doing that. You are sick. You are disordered. And doctors really, when 2 doctors talk to each other about personality disorders, they just call them PDs. And they don't, who cares which one? Because it's like splitting hairs. Good luck trying to know exactly if someone is histrionic or borderline. That's really hard. It is. And I've gotten in arguments with that about people. It's difficult. And so we think that more information is helping us, but it's not. It's easier to just tell somebody they have borderline personality disorder. They also lack empathy, sure. They also, what's another narcissistic? They always want attention. Yeah, most borderlines always seeking attention, right? Does it mean they're a narcissist? No. Could they be? Sure. They could match with both. They could meet the criteria for both. Sure. Usually doesn't happen. Usually they are just one, borderline or narcissist. Hope that makes sense. Hope that doesn't add more confusion. Keep asking me if it does. Thanks. Daya, hope I'm saying that right, in Algeria. Hello. I would like to thank you for giving us advice and solutions. It was very, very useful for me. Thank you for telling me. You're welcome. I got out of an addictive relationship with a narcissistic girl. I understand what happened to me, and it was not my fault. I am now in a relationship with a girl who has all the qualities I'm looking for, and she loves me. My problem is that I cannot fall in love again, and I feel like I have no heart and no feelings. I am afraid this will continue, and that's very common. We have a saying here, and maybe you have the same saying. Maybe it translates to your language, but your heart is not in it. My heart's just not in it. We will use that with referring to work sometimes. We get a job and we're like, I thought I'd like it, but just my heart's not in it. I'm going to give it up. Or we start our own business and we think we like it for a while, and then my heart's just not in it anymore. I don't know what your situation is exactly, except the little you told me, but it is common to have massive failed relationship and not want to try again. Things like this. You might be avoidant. And avoidant would be avoiding that connection. Maybe you don't emotionally connect with her. Maybe you're scared. I don't know. I need to know more, right? But you could be avoided because you're coming out of this relationship. It's probably too soon. Did you have a long gap with no dating, or did you jump right into this? If you jumped right into this, then I'm definitely going to tell you it's too soon. Or at least we don't know until we have a gap. And I encourage everybody, if you have a big, nasty, abusive, traumatic relationship, then you suck at it. I'm sorry. But right now, you suck at intimate relationships. Right? If we're with someone for 6 months to 6 years, right, who abused us and we're traumatized, and yeah, why just go try right again? You know, no. We got some things to learn. You have some things to heal from, is my guess. And here's a question. Here's a question. Are you sure it was love before? Because if you equivocate love to your old relationship, you might be wrong. A lot of people thought that they're in love with someone who beat the shit out of them every day. A lot of people think they're in love with someone who cheated on them every day. Because might be the only time we ever were in love. Are you sure you were in love with other people? You know what I mean? And then now you're waiting for that feeling again, and you're not experiencing it. And that's another problem with dating after traumatic relationships. Traumatic relationships makes our hormones go woo, 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 up and down. And we get confused and we think anxiety could be love. I don't feel anxious in this relationship. Must not be in love. Seriously. I don't know what to tell you now, except go to counseling and start making your partner understand how you feel. Because she's going to feel this. If you're not in love with her and she's in love with you, she feels something. It may be normal to her. She might grow up in a family with parents that didn't love her. And so it's normal. So it's okay. I don't know. But it can't feel good if it's not reciprocated. You may not need to be in love. There's no one that says you have to be in love yet. You may be getting there. Maybe you've only been dating a couple months, a few months. You don't have to be in love yet. I don't care if she says it. Does she know what love is? There's a lot going on here, you know? And again, I'm just professional. Find a therapist or something, somebody to help you with this, dear. Okay? And it's good that you care. It is, but your fear, let's not try to buy into your fears. You're afraid that this will continue, that you won't love people again. Well, I doubt you can't love again. It's your vulnerability factor. And we can't be vulnerable until we feel safe enough. And if you don't know how to protect yourself because you never learned from your last relationship, you might be too scared. It's the subconscious, things you aren't totally aware of, okay? Find a professional. Thanks. Kylie from Colorado. Hello, Kylie. So I divorced my husband, whom I've suspected to be a narcissist since we met 3 years ago in February. He pushed me, he drained our joint account, and he decided not to join me on a trip to Africa I've been planning and paid for months at the last minute. This was just the last 2 weeks of our marriage. I'm going to counseling, and I'm starting to think my dad's lack of attention and my mom's desperate demand for perfection might be the root of why I end up in bad relationships. Where I'm getting hung up is that I have really good relationships with my parents now. Shouldn't that have healed those scars from my childhood? What if they are just sneakier in their abuse? I feel like I can't trust anyone. Well, we need to trust ourselves, right, Kylie? We got to trust ourselves. You don't have to trust anybody else. We got to trust ourselves, right? And so we got to have better experiences, yeah? So it's real simple. You get along with your parents now. You said you have a really good relationship with your parents now. I think it's safe to say better. Who knows if they're really good? Because you can only judge that on what they were. Bad. Now they're better, right? We don't know if they're really good. They might, well, I was going to say they might feel good, but they don't. You just told me they don't feel good. That you've got scars. Shouldn't that heal those scars? Who cares? Should or shouldn't, doesn't matter. It's the way you feel. That's all that matters. What if they are just sneakier in their abuse? Yeah, they might be. All that matters is how you feel. We don't have to bring up the past if it doesn't bother us anymore. But we cannot have relationships with people currently if they hurt us in the past, and we have to go heal from it on our own and then come back and act like it didn't happen. No. So you're telling me, I think you're telling me you haven't healed from your past. We need to do that, okay? And a lot of times, really often, people that have hurt us aren't going to be the ones that help us feel all better. And we're going to have to go do that on our own, okay? Make sure that you do, Kylie, that you do heal from the things that have hurt you in the past and you feel all better about it, okay? And get your parents to acknowledge it somehow. Something, right? You said you're in counseling now and you're wondering if all this stuff, I don't know why you're wondering this stuff on your own. If you're paying somebody to help you, I hope that counselor's helping you. You shouldn't have to wonder. They should be able to tell you. And I'll tell you, obviously, you're right. That has everything to do with how you feel today. And I get it, it's like we don't live together with our parents anymore. Maybe our parents, were fighting and maybe they're drunks or something when I was a kid, and maybe they got divorced now and things are better now. And so we aren't experiencing those situations anymore. And everybody's a little more lighthearted now. We're all a little older. We all have a little less hormones and all these things. So everything seems to be okay now. But you have some underlying issues that still bother you and they've never acknowledged, and they need to, okay? My best advice is to heal from it with your counselor until you totally understand and feel all better about it. Then when you bring it up to your parents, it won't be so aggressive. It won't be so offensive. And I don't mean like you're really going to offend them, but you won't be on the offense. You won't be like, this is what I need from you and you need to do this and I feel bad and you abused me and blah, 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 blah. When we feel all better about it and we're healed from it and we just want to bring it up, it sounds so much better, right? It's something that your parents may be able to digest the way that you say it. It can even just be something that we kind of just mention real briefly, but if we healed from it, it's so much better, Kylie. And I don't know, I mean, you can't always heal from the person who hurt you. I'm serious. We can't always do that. Sometimes never. So tell your counselor what's going on. And if your counselor doesn't help you, find another one. Okay? Healing is totally understanding. You should be able to somewhat explain it all to someone else. Not sit there and wonder with tons of questions. That's the process. You're right in the beginning of the process, okay? The idea is to understand it really well. I say if you can explain it to someone else, that's even better, but you don't have to be able to do that. That can be very difficult, okay? It's like being a student doesn't mean you're a good teacher. You can still understand it. You may not be able to tell somebody, but if you can explain it well, then that's good. Give this counselor a chance to help you. If you already have, then find a new one. And get all your questions answered. Okay, you're probably right. And should or shouldn't doesn't matter. Only that you feel this way now and you need to feel better about it. Okay, so I would suggest you go do that with your counselor or a better one or a different one. Sorry. I feel like I can't trust anyone. We got to start with trusting ourselves. Making the same mistakes, you're not going to trust yourself. Making a big mistake and learning all from it, you can trust yourself, okay? We can't make the same mistakes anymore, and sometimes we need people to help us do that. Professional. Tell your counselor all this, I wonder if you have. I hope you're not just telling me, right? I hope you're not keeping that from your counselor, or I hope your counselor is helping you. And if not, we go find a new one. It's that simple. I'm dead serious. If we're not getting the help that we need, we just find someone else to do it, period. Because there's help available pretty much for everybody out there, okay? Good luck. Yeah, keep asking me questions. Sorry if I didn't help you enough with this one. But, yeah. It sounds like you have childhood scars, as you put it, that you need to heal from. That's it. And you don't have to do it from your parents, okay? But it'd be nice if they acknowledged it if you want to continue relationships with them. Something would probably make you feel better. Hey, Mom, I've been in counseling for 6 months. Oh, really? That's guy. What for? Are they helping you? What are they helping you with? Well, we've been talking about my childhood stuff, and I just want you to know I feel all better about it. Do you see how that kind of leads into a nice way for them? And they go, oh, really? Oh, and you can say, yeah, you know, there were some things when I was a kid that still upset me. And I'm not trying to, you know, punish you or accuse you of anything, Mom. It's just my feelings now. I just still have these feelings today about some stuff. And so I'm just trying to make them feel better. Maybe that opens up a conversation. Good luck. And really, I can't help it, but emotional neglect means we didn't have this emotional kind of language growing up. So that's why it's so hard to do this. That's why it's so hard for you to talk about it with your parents. They didn't teach you how. You guys didn't do it growing up. So it's really hard to do it now. But you can teach your parents. I do this all the time. I help a client, and then the client goes and helps their parents who are 20, 30 years older than them, and in their 70s. And they finally learn emotional language a little bit. It's nice. Good luck. Suzanne from the United Kingdom. Hello, Suzanne. David, I wonder if you could let us know how you deal with counseling long distance. Do you only do live sessions? I think many subscribers would be interested to know how you manage with different time zones. Well, that's really nice of you to ask, Suzanne. Thank you. And you said thank you. You're welcome. That's really nice of you to ask. So it's pretty simple. Yeah, I do I do either phone or video. And you can do that anywhere in the world. So it doesn't matter if you live in America, I can still use a phone, or we can do video. It's always the person's choice. I don't have a preference. Who cares what I think? It's on the individual. And anywhere in the world, you can still do phone. Like Skype and stuff like that has the option to just do audio and no video. So that's real easy anywhere in the world. And there's different apps we can use, even if you can't use Skype. So it's super easy nowadays. And managing different time zones. So I talk to clients 9 to 5 Pacific time. So that's noon to 8 Eastern time. And I noticed that works out really well because I get my United Kingdom clients and I'll simply talk to them first thing in the morning and it'll be late in the afternoon for them. And then I can talk to even like Australian clients and that will be my late afternoon, their early morning. So it always works out. And anybody, especially a first session, and I'll talk to them anytime. I'll make it convenient for somebody, especially if they want one or your first session. I'll talk to you at 2 in the morning, my time. I don't care. I'm here. I'm really committed to help people. And so I definitely go out of my way and the extra mile for people. But it seems to work out really easy. I had somebody last week that was saying that they tried 30 plus therapists in their area and they couldn't find one. So they're to work around their work schedule. And that's obvious, right? Most people work business hours. Most therapists are open business hours. I get that. But nowadays, there's just so many professionals that are online, that do video and phone, and it's worldwide, and it works really well for me. It's really nice that people don't have to drive, that you know, it's real super convenient and easy, and we really build a good rapport by video. Really do. I enjoy it. Even by phone. Some people I prefer to talk by phone because they get distracted. You know, I can see them looking at themselves in the camera all the time, or they worry about what I think of how they look and stuff. So sometimes we just do phone. Some people prefer phone. It's up to them. I hope that answers your questions, but it all is pretty easy nowadays. And you guys are stuck at home right now. Find someone to talk to. Right now is a good time to hire somebody. I know you guys might be bad for work, but people are offering specials too. You know, like I'm going half off right now to help people. So thanks for asking. I appreciate that, Susan. And please ask me more. Thanks. Jacqueline from Brookfield, Ontario. Hello, Jacqueline. I can't help feeling like it's my fault. Is it? Yeah. I'm sorry. It's your fault. I'm just kidding, Jacqueline. I'm just kidding. I'm glad that you're concerned if it's your fault. That's nice. You know what I would ask before I read your question? Is the other person concerned that it's their fault? Are they going somewhere going, I can't help feeling like it's my fault, is it? No, they're not, are they? They don't care. Not concerned. But you are. Just wanted to put it in perspective. My ex chased, love bombed, and discarded me repeatedly. Over 4 years, several times. I'm sorry. It's abuse. He manipulated me out of my marriage, which was very emotionally abusive anyway. I was going to say, can't be that great of a marriage, huh? The last time he suddenly called it off, I discovered your videos, but I broke no contact. And that shows you that my videos aren't just enough, just videos. No. I don't care who you are, they're not enough. We need to talk and need to work with somebody. This man had kept promising me what he knew I wanted to hear. And then I had to shorten it. You feel he was not truthful about his living arrangements and his finances, something to that effect, and you dropped your whole life to move in with him. And things seems to be perfect until a big fight, and you think if just because of that fight, your whole life is ruined, and if it wasn't for that fight, everything would be great. He took your clients and had to sell your stuff just to make rent. No, things wouldn't have been great. I'm a strong person, but I just don't know how to get past this. Then we do it with help. I can't do something on my own. I'm either not going to try or I'm going to have someone help me, right? If I can't do it on my own and I want to do it, I better have somebody help me. It's that simple. That's simple, Jacqueline. That's simple. But right now, after we do this and go through this, our self-worth is so low, we believe we're not even worth the help out there, or we believe we're not worth the price they charge. Yes, you are. I don't care if it's $1 million an hour. You may not have it, but you're worth it. You're worth every penny in this goddamn world it takes to feel better and heal. You are worth every doctor, counselor, psychiatrist, psychologist, therapist, social worker, life coach, everybody. You're worth it. You're worth it. Go show it. Go hire somebody. You wouldn't feel like this if you're working with somebody. And if you've been working with someone for a while and you still feel like this, it's not the help you need. Find the help you need. Please, 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 please. Yeah, I mean, just don't know how to get past this. And that's a big problem. People think we need to get past it. So they start looking way into the future and just ignoring what happened. We'll move on when we're ready. And I hope for most people that doesn't mean isolating until I just feel a little better. Until all the trauma wears off a little bit so I can go function again. Make that wear off. Make it do what it takes to feel better. In my videos, all I do is talk about what to do to make yourself feel better. Okay? Besides the counseling and talking to people. But you need that. It's obvious. You don't know. You just say, I don't know how to get past this. You get somebody to help you do it. Okay? You're worth it. Thank you. Jay Ashri from India. Hello. I am doing gray rock with my narcissist husband and living separately for 4 years now. But every time he enters our home, he does nasty things like guilt trapping, blame shifting, covert abuse behavior, and causes you a lot of pain. Please make a video on how we can be strong so he can't abuse me. And that's called end the relationship, end the marriage. I don't do videos and I don't take clients and show clients how to get abused easier. Matter of fact, I don't help people who are being abused. I say the second you walk out that door, I'm right here. But it's what I find is this is about addictions, and people put that addiction first. And there's a lot of people that just want people around them to make them feel a little better to get through it, and they never change it. I see you're living separately, but that doesn't really matter, does it? Because he goes over to the house and abuses you. So it doesn't matter that he sleeps somewhere else. And I don't know why. Why are you separated for 4 years, but he still comes over and abuses you? None of it makes sense. It means you're deprived of your emotional needs and you're being abused. So how can I make a video to make that better for you? There's no videos to make that better. I know that there's different ways. I've made tons of videos and you can go find them. There's ways I talk about how to deal with narcissists at work. Because that's not emotional. Meaning you don't have to quit your job for every job that there's a narcissist working there, right? Impossible. There's probably a narcissist at every company, every corporation. I mean, you're going to find them. You're going to have to learn how to deal with that. But in your personal life, dating and family, you don't have to. You don't have to have them in your life. Why do you have this guy in your life still? You don't have to. In India, is that a law in India that you have to do that? I don't know. I'm not trying to be facetious. Is there some reason? I mean, you're probably sitting there watching going, yes, David, yes, there's a reason I have to do this. And I'm going to say, I doubt it. I doubt you may think you have to, but I don't think anybody in this world has to, unless, they're using violence, a gun, or they got you locked up to the radiator or something at home. Like, I don't know why you have to deal with this. Move. Change the locks. File for divorce. Get help. You can't do it alone. Get somebody to help you do it. There's professionals that help people with every problem out there. There's professionals that can help you for sure. I can. But this needs to stop. Okay? I'm not going to tell you how to make the abuse better, easier, stuff like that. There is no way. What am I going to do? Tell you to fight back? Tell you to abuse them back? You said you already gray rock. There's nothing else to do but end it. What I would recommend, though, and I'm going to say this is not a cure, I recommend that you document what he does. Try and record it. You said you're a mother with children and you want to be the best mother. Then stop being married and stop being abused by an abuser. That's the best mother. I don't know. Hire me if you want more help. I'll help you, for sure. I mean, I'll try. You're going to have to do what I tell you to, but I'm going to tell you to leave him. And if you're going to tell me I can't, then I can't help you. I'm sorry. I don't know your situation, and I don't know India at all. But I doubt India says you have to be abused. There's got to be a way out of this. If you ask me more and tell me more, maybe I can help you find a way just in this way. But hire someone to help you, okay? You're worth it. Good luck. And you know what? Damn it, I'm going to have to stop here and go for part 3. It's just too long. I'll see you in part 3, guys. Subscribe, like, comment, share. Thanks. See you in part 2. Bye.